So let's talk about the screen format, screen size, or aspect ratio for a few minutes. It it actually can be tricky dicky sometimes. So if you're interested at all of the screen format for your movies, anything on DVD or Blu-ray, and you're interested in like I am, just read the back and the bottom and I can tell you about it. Anything on DVD and Blu-ray, and obviously I mean 4K, everything else, but just here's my point. So, for the longest time, when I read on the back of the movies that are in widescreen, for almost all the time when it says presented in a matted widescreen format, that's usually the 185 widescreen. So, if your screen's like this, you basically have this. But 16.9 opens it up. Now, if it says this is in a letterbox format, it's going to be like this. If it's not anamorphic, it's going to be like this. I can't stand this. Yeah, can you see me? I can't stand that shit. Where it's like 40% of the top of the screen is a black bar. 40% of the bottom of the screen is a black bar. So you get that little 20%, that little bit right there in the center. I hate that shit. And that's for your pain in the ass 235, 240, 240.1. That is non-anamorphic widescreen. So, briefly, back to what I was saying about the matted and the letterbox version, there was a show I watched years ago, and it said on the back, presented in a letterbox widescreen format. I'm like, oh shit. So it's got the black bars, it'll open it up, but it'll still have black bars. Nope. It was actually the matted 185 widescreen to open up the full frame, but it didn't say that on the back. So here's something to look out for. I'm just going to throw out a few titles. I don't know if the companies didn't realize what they did was wrong or they just didn't give a fuck. But I'm just going to tell you guys right now just a couple of things. A couple of movies, just some things to look out for if you give a shit like I do. And as a major nerd like I am. The movie Jungle to Jungle with Tim Allen. When I got that movie on DVD, way before Blu-ray, it was never released in a different version. Whether you can get the full frame version, it just wasn't. But what's interesting enough is on the back of it, after it said specifications, audio, shit like that, it said 1.33 full frame. And I said, okay, yeah, it's full screen, doesn't surprise me. Nope. I put the movie in. It is the bigger widescreen, but non-anamorphic. So you still have black bars, but instead of this crap, it was like this. But I'm still like, interesting. So this movie's in widescreen. Another one just gave to my friend a few weeks ago. I had it lying around the apartment, and it's one of those movies that I just didn't care for. Judge Dredd, the original with Stallone. On the back of the DVD, it says 235 widescreen, and there's a slash, and it says enhanced for 16.9 TVs. Bullshit. It is still that. That does not open up. It is not enhanced. It is not anamorphic. Certain things to look out for if any of you guys are Jean-Claude Van Damme fans. Again, throwing out just a few titles. For the very first original DVD release only, movies like The Quest and Street Fighter, they are both non-anamorphic 235 widescreen. So in between my fingers, that's how much screen you get. But when they re-released them later in a Van Damme pack, they made both films anamorphic. So you still have the bars, but instead of this, it's that. Again, my fingers are representing the black bars. Luckily, since Blu-ray has come out, Blu-ray has taken films, I'm about to name some right now, is taken films that were only the teeny tiny ass widescreen that I cannot stand, that would not open up unless you paused and zoomed on the movie. They have taken those movies and made them anamorphic. So just off the top of my head, guys, because I do not have the list on me, The Presidio with Sean Connery. The Rock, also with Sean Connery. The original theatrical version of Con Air, not the extended cut. Same thing with Enemy of the State. Enemy of the State, Will Smith had an anamorphic, but it was on the extended version, the unrated version. What else have they opened up? And I'm so thankful for it that they have opened it up. I know I got tons where I'm like, thank you, God, it's finally anamorphic and they've opened up the picture. Can't think of me right this second, but anyway, just stuff to look out for. Things to, look into. It's just, there's so many times where there's DVDs and stuff in the back and it says anamorphic, but it's not. It's not, it's not at all. So I don't know why they do it, but I'm going to tell you right now, one of the things besides this shit, one of the things that drives me absolutely fucking insane. Some people love it. Some people like it. I cannot stand this shit, what I'm about to tell you. I cannot stand it, guys. I cannot stand it. When you have certain movies, and I'm going to give you some titles in a second, that is widescreen and then a different widescreen. Widescreen, different widescreen. Widescreen, different widescreen. Widescreen, different widescreen. They call it the IMAX sequence. Okay, well then, why can't you just make the whole movie in that IMAX sequence? I cannot stand this shit. And to me, so far from what I've seen, the movies that are the absolute worst of doing that crap is Transformers 2, Transformers 3, Dark Side of the Moon, Batman the Dark Knight, and The Dark Knight Rises. Holy fucking shit. That whole fucking scene with Alfred and Bruce and they're on the fucking ship with the ballet. Okay, opening scene. They have it. No bars at all. You could see the ocean. Soon as it lands, 2 seconds, as soon as that seaplane lands, it's got bars. It's got the bars. And I'm like, why do you have to have the bars right now? Do you Then someone asks a question. Boom, full screen. Then it'll show the bars. And it's not that my movie's messed up. I read the back of this shit, and it said it's designed for that. But it's like, make up your goddamn mind. I cannot stand when fucking movies do that shit. And like I said, for those 2 Transformers movies and the Batman, holy fucking shit. I'm just so thankful they better not start making more fucking movies like that. Because that shit drives me fucking nuts. I mean, it's I'm talking to you guys right now. You blink for a second, you got this. Then that, then this, then that, then this. Make up your damn minds. Pick an aspect ratio and stick with it. Worked well. This is what really tickles me. Batman Begins, they didn't dick around with it. Kept the same screen format the whole fucking movie. And they did the same thing with the first Transformers. But for Transformers 2, Revenge of the Fallen, the third one, The Dark Knight Rises, and The Dark Knight, that shit drives me absolutely fucking insane. Especially the Dark Knight Rises. The scene where Alfred's talking to Bruce and tells him about his vision he had of him fucking seeing him being happy in Italy. There's no reason in the world to jump from widescreen to Batcave, full frame in Italy. Widescreen to Batcave, full frame to Italy. It goes constant. It will change screens like 7 or 8 times inside of a minute. Anyway, I know I'm just bitching tonight, guys, but just something for you guys to look out for. screen size, trying to talk. Aspect ratio, screen size. All I'm saying is look out for it and buyer beware, because that shit that says on the back of it saying what it is may not be that. So take care, guys. I am and always will be the Movie Nerd 85, and I will be around to talk to you guys later.